Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Valpo Esports here on Twitch. My name's George. You're joining me for an NECC League of Legends matchup between Valparaiso University and the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. Getting the players into the lobby hopefully very soon. We'll be skipping into the draft. The last few League of Legends streams have not gone according to plan, and we're going to hope that this one is different and all of the problems have been solved. It's been a little while. Looks like they're ready for draft. I'm not sure if the link got sent already. Hopefully we don't miss out on it. But going to take a quick look here at our League of Legends roster for the year. Very familiar faces. We say this every time. The Law in the top lane, Super Bear in the jungle, Jakimbo mid, Diadem bot lane, the ADC role that is, and Yovana at the support. Nothing new, nothing getting switched up on you here going into this one. NECC is Fearless Draft, which means once a character is played, it is no longer legal for the remainder of the series. This is a best of three, so first to two wins, which makes banning and the characters you choose, in all honesty, a lot more important. And I am getting a little worried that I possibly ended up missing the draft here, and it did not get linked. It didn't. Hopefully, I can get this pulled up possibly before before it goes through. Uh-oh. Let's see. I'm gonna have to type a URL in, so you might hear a keyboard slamming. Let's see. Did I type it in right? Oh, page not found. That is criminal. Did I type it in wrong? Um. LOL/draft/CBW. Surely I don't have to capitalize things, right? Um, we don't have Discord logged into this computer, so that's upsetting. We'll see if we can run on the fly here. I'm gonna have to log into Discord, and eventually I should be able to get this for you. We might miss some of it, but they didn't send it in the league chat for me, which usually they do. Usually, Coach Ash is pretty good about that. I'm guessing it probably got sent before I joined, and I just can't see it because all I see are people joining. Just wait on Discord to log in here, and then get to our server, and I can get the link. Who knows what we've missed? Hopefully they're taking a while thinking it out. Okay. Now we should be able to get to the draft. No team for us. Okay, we haven't actually missed any picks. That's huge. That's huge. So, going into this one, we are going to see Illinois on the blue side, Valpo on the red. Illinois, very obviously, banned the Talia, never letting Jakimbo get that. The Aurora, which could be like a pseudo mid top ban, and then a Jinx in the ADC role. Valpo banning Blitzcrank, Jin Zhao, and Graves. Pretty interesting. First pick Jarvan on the side of Illinois. Which is going to be their jungler for sure, meaning that you can kind of save your jungle pick. You don't really need any priority on it. Going to go with Yunara, it appears, and I assume we see the support to back this up. Usually it's a back-to-back occasion when it comes out of Valpo. Seeing things like Nami, Lulu's open, which is usually target banned out of any team we see. The Poppy pick, and I think with my ball knowledge here, this is actually going to be a flex. This is Poppy's going to be able to be used as the support. I don't think it's going to be there. I actually think this is flexed jungle top as opposed to being in the support role. Going to see Ashe Seraphine insta locked in outside of Illinois, so they might have assumed that Poppy was bot lane as the support, but I don't think we're going to see that. I think we'll see it in the jungle or more than likely the top lane. Still looking for mid out of both teams, and top laners. And then a jungler. Yeah, see, here's the support coming in out of the side of Valpo. It's going to be Lulu, which means Poppy is going to be somewhere in the jungle or the top lane. We are through 3 picks for each team, means we're moving into the ban phase, and we're gonna see Valpo ban the Fiora and then the Ambessa banned by Illinois. Both top laners. Both teams still need to choose one. So makes a lot of sense here with that one. You guys are hopefully catching up here soon. We actually only missed the first initial bans, which is awesome. I know there's a delay. I see everyone in chat, though, before we get into the game stuff. Then Aatrox getting hovered for Valpo last second here. Yeah, they're just trying to take away top laners, and that doesn't leave very many to play here in this game number one, with 3 getting banned. And, it makes me feel like maybe Poppy is just the top laner. Valpo probably just trying to wait and see what the Illinois top laner wants to ban. Mel being hovered away from Jakimbo in the mid lane, and I mean, it looks like Super Bear is gonna get Zac, and that's his bread and butter. He always has a great game when he is on the Zac, and I hope he does choose that. It's just, do you throw Poppy into the top lane? Do you pick your mid laner now and let it get counter picked? Like, Valpo is kind of in a bit of a rough situation, I think, here. Do have last pick, and it's going to be Ornn top lane, which means Poppy's going to find the jungle. I'm curious if what the Poppy Jarvan matchup is like. I mean, Poppy can send Jarvan flying. Mord going to be locked immediately, it seems, in the top lane. Uh, you know, I don't feel like Ornn really has too many issues with other top laners just because he can kind of not interact, farm, and build in lane and never need to back. So Mordekaiser will be the top laner. Don't really see any issues with that one out of Valpo. Yunara usually very strong early on. I don't know if from the most recent patch after she came out that they'll be struggling or not. Mid laners are the last 2 here. It's going to be Orianna. Pretty standard choice, but that means Jakimbo does have the counter pick. Can kind of throw something here. You've got a tank. You've got some good shred out of Yunara. Probably, maybe, it is hard to lane early into Orianna. Probably not going to see. Well, only Talia Aurora were knocked off the board. I think Orianna does have a good lane phase, to my understanding, with those 2. Not really anything crazy, and then it's just a none pick, so it just didn't go through apparently. And we'll have to update you here on what was chosen, since it didn't go through. LeBlanc is going to be, I believe that's what LB is, and looking on u.gg, LeBlanc is a tough matchup for Orianna. That makes sense. You can kind of teleport backwards and avoid the ball. So interesting. We haven't seen Jakimbo on that all year, but if it's anyone you expect to have a good wide array of champions, it's gonna be Jakimbo. And we're gonna wait, and it's gonna be a long process for us to get into this game, and we're praying here that we are able to get in. Just it might not happen. We didn't check spectator. We probably should have before this, but even longer wait. Someone from Illinois is using the bathroom, so gotta wait a minute here. We will take a look one more time at the rosters in case anybody missed it. The Law in the top lane, Super Bear in the jungle, Jakimbo mid lane, Diadem ADC, Yovana support. It's gonna be an Ornn, a Poppy, a LeBlanc, a Yunara, and a Lulu. Kind of have all your roles covered there, I feel. It'll be interesting to see what the Poppy and what Super Bear decides to build for the jungle. Um, they are back and they are ready, but as you know, we have to wait through the delay that's built into League of Legends. So, oh no, now it appears there's a tech issue. You feel like you're in and then you get it yanked away from you. So, we'll see what happens. Just waiting. Okay, now we're ready. No more tech issues, please. A couple lab updates. We actually got some new computers. I'm not sure we mentioned that on the last stream, but we got 8 new machines, replaced some of the old ones that we had that were here from the beginning of the program, which is really cool. Looking ahead, I'll just talk as we wait through the champion select here. For tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m., we have Overwatch. Both teams will be playing. We're going to go back to back, hopefully, on that. Usually, an Overwatch series is about an hour. One starts at 7 p.m. with Academy. That will be the first game. And then 8 p.m. Following it up will be Varsity. Hopefully, if that Academy game's not done, they're okay to delay a little bit. You know, maybe around 10 minutes to get us into that one. Now we wait for characters to get locked in here so we can start the next waiting process. We are going to take a look at something that is not updated number-wise for the date, but we only have one more day left on. It's the Blake subscriber count. I don't know if there's any millionaires in chat right now, but we're at 29 subs, I believe is what our live counter says, which is basically halfway to 60 to getting Blake Diadem, who you're going to see playing Yunara in this match, in that Caitlyn cosplay. He's already locked in for Heimerdinger cosplay on our Halloween stream, but we need to see him in the Caitlyn cosplay. So if you have Twitch Prime, I see that on a few of you. Please subscribe with your Twitch Primes. If you have Amazon Prime, it's free to connect that to your Twitch account since, for those of you that don't know, Amazon actually owns Twitch, the platform we're streaming on. Get Blake in the Caitlyn cosplay. It would be awesome. I'm interested to see how he's going to pull off Heimerdinger, though, so not too upset with that. If that is our result, that'll be pretty funny either way. The first initial wait here has gone through, and now we've got another 2 minutes and 30 seconds of spectator delay. So we're going to hit be right back. 2 minutes, 30 seconds from when you're seeing this. I know there's delay issues in between there, so it'll be a minute before you see that. We will be back and hopefully and hopefully the spectator works, and I'm not sitting here praying for it to come back, but as far as I know, it should be working. But yeah, we'll be right back. Sub with Twitch Prime, get Blake into the Caitlyn cosplay for the Halloween stream. All right, everybody, welcome in. It appears that in map 1 we aren't bugged out yet, so we should don't jinx us. Be good. We can see every character. We can see the movie around. Everyone's here. Can't wait for Blake to shrink to like 1/3 his height to cosplay Heimerdinger. Yeah, he's getting his legs chopped off actually. That was part of the agreement. So he doesn't get them back either. Jacimbo, look at the trade early with Orianna actually. Just because you can TP back on LeBlanc. It appears that vision has been gained on the side of Illinois onto the buff where Poppy is. So they will know that both Illinois knows that their jungle are going to line up here as both start in the top side. I think Jarvan should have a faster clear probably than Poppy. Or wait, yeah, Jarvan, not Xin Zhao. I almost got them confused there. Xin Zhao got banned. So we just see Seraphine land some damage. Same with Ashe, which last I knew, Yunara was very strong early. It might not be the case anymore. You also have to manage the stack on your keep your Q going and get the shots that ricochet around. Wave is crashing under the tower. Tower shot gonna be taken by Seraphine. Just some trading in the top lane. I don't think it's that important. League of Legends directed cam. Lulu taking a lot of damage. Gets rooted. Need to be very careful. Not level 3 yet on the side of Illinois, but I guess Ashe doesn't really gain another ability that would help with going under tower, but be careful. Jacimbo doing some great job farming here against Orianna. Got a lead at the moment going into the cannon wave. Jarvan all the way down to his red. It's going to be farm. Moving on to the Krugs. Poppy on the buff as well, but not going to be as fast onto the Gromp. A little brittle out of Ornn. Passive, or I don't even know what you call that, passive or whatever it may be. Gonna pop in the log. Going to fall to Mordekaiser. Not being able to trade. Jarvan making his way in. Pings are coming out from Valpo. They are aware, so Jarvan's just gonna have to back off. Both teams have vision in this tri-bush. Poppy getting a little engage on some damage. Need to be very careful. I'm not sure with both bot laners being level 3 that they are going to be able to help with the damage they've been able to output and what they've taken so far. So Yunara down about 10 CS, which isn't great, obviously. TP coming out of Mord, getting back to the top lane. The back out of Orianna, gonna TP as well, so missing out on some, probably not missing out on any minions. Just try to secure that scuttle for Poppy, and yeah, Poppy does get it. So both junglers gonna trade scuttles. Jacimbo diving onto Orianna again. The root comes out, but just gonna have to back off. And this this bot lane is gonna probably need some help. Having the farm under tower at the moment, still down about 10 CS. Not much mana on the side of Yunara, and even less health. Ashe still with 2 biscuits as well is gonna make it pretty rough. Ord does find the cannon. Ornn just gonna have to use E and run away. Oh, root there. This might be it for Yunara. Lulu walking in front. The tower shot's just tickling when you're full HP, and the Valpo bot lane might just have to leave. I'm not sure they can do anything with this. This is going to get really rough, and if Ashe gets 2 kills right here, this game is going to become a nightmare. Ornn with the knockup under tower, doing some damage, and I don't think we'll miss any minions here either. No, that was great out of Ornn. Bot lane for Illinois does back. We're paying for Blake's surgery. No, Blake, that's part of the deal. He agreed. He's just gonna have to do it himself. So both bot lanes do back. Looks like Lulu didn't buy something or making a little decision there. Didn't sure what the walk back was for there. The grab out more doesn't work. Both teams posturing for this first dragon. At the moment, vision it does definitely favor Illinois. Lulu needs to kind of clear this out. LeBlanc diving in. Not much happening. Does the W out of Ornn stop Mordekaiser's E from pulling him in? If so, that's kind of crazy. And I never knew that. Semi-dive coming in onto Ashe. Going to be able to trade really well here. Not even level 6. Great out of Super Bear. Going to dive onto Ashe under the tower. That's going to be the elimination to Super Bear. And I don't think Illinois can really follow this up. Needs to be careful. Seraphine with a root could trade one back with Jarvan. But I think that might just kind of gain... Well, no, Poppy's going to back. So it's not going to gain the dragon. I thought they might go for it. Probably a smart idea to not go for it. And I mean, both mid laners just trading back and forth here. Both at about 25% health, maybe a little higher. On the side of Orianna, I think everyone's level 6. No, the junglers are not level 6 in either spot lane. Both mid laners are ready. LeBlanc doesn't have ult, but Orianna does, so you might see an all-in here. Gonna need to try to pop the ult to stay away, but Jakimbo could just get out of it being LeBlanc. If that's gonna be a solo kill by Jakimbo with no ultimate, no need to use flash either. Gonna be able to kind of freeze this wave as well. Orianna doesn't have TP, used it earlier. Jakimbo doesn't have TP either. Needs to be careful he doesn't get caught out. I mean, we know Jarvan's not in the area, but something you definitely need to be thinking about. CS at the top lane going the way of Mord. But great thing about Ornn is he doesn't need to back. So let's continue. Gets the cannon there. Mord will hit level 8 first in the lobby. Or actually, Jakimbo might beat him to that. I'm not sure. But one kill to the jungler and mid laner out of Valpo, one to the top laner on the side of Illinois. Illinois getting the grubs, not going to really be any kind of contest there. Valpo needs to get onto this dragon. They are starting it, but and I don't think Orianna, who's in the bot lane, is going to be able to really contest. So they're losing out on some mid wave here to get the grubs using 3 players in. But it seems their bot lane duo wants to take over the mid lane, possibly. Already at 8 minutes, looking to swap it out and bully. Orianna has given up on farming into the LeBlanc, and it'll be interesting to see. Does Valpo match it, or do they just say, hey, you know, our mid laner might be struggling to farm with this disadvantage? That was funny. He got pulled in while he was doing a sprint, so he like super sprinted around the around his Q post that he puts up. Oh, looks like Illinois coming back. Orianna in a bit of a dangerous situation. Gets rooted. The ult comes out for LeBlanc. Gets another root. Don't think you're going to be able to dive under tower, and it's a wise decision with Jarvan in the area. Orianna used flash, apparently. We didn't see that. The Law and Hana just going back and forth here. Good knock up out of the Law. Could be a great W as well. This is the only issue. The ult coming out. We'll get the knock-up. We'll get the W is just great. Good flash Q, and with his ability to gain that shield out of the W. Okay, Ornn's W does make him unstoppable. Alright, that makes sense. Well, I guess I don't know if that makes sense. Super Bear, try to dive under the tower. We'll find one. Needs to walk out. I'm not sure if downward was the direction you wanted to go. That was call me crazy, but going down is the longer direction, no? I'm not a geometry major here. Good polymorph by Lulu. Ashe misses the ultimate. Gonna be able to push this tower, or this wave into the tower, and possibly look to dive here. Jarvan's in the area, or they're just looking for plates in first tower, possibly for feats. But gonna back up. Both bot lane duo. Bot lane members out of Valpo back in, and probably wise seeing Jarvan in the area. Jakimbo just not fearful at all. All used by LeBlanc. This is great tech, you know. Thank you for teaching me chat about Ornn's W, because I play some Ornn and I did not know. Gonna be able to get some good damage on that tower. Probably needs the Law could probably use some help, but he's also your tank, so Poppy is coming though. Ult not ready on the side of Ornn, neither is Flash. I think as a joint group they could do this. Mordekaiser doesn't have ult either. Super Bear might just be able to solo. Jarvan's here. Uh-oh, time to get out. No Flash on the side of Ornn, but it is up for Poppy. There comes the ultimate out of Jarvan. The knockup's huge out of Law. One of them's going to have to die. Just don't make it both of you. Law does die. That is 3 kills now on Mord, 1 on Jarvan. Trades coming back and forth out of Valpo. Ultimate pop, that's a double charm. That might be it. No, Lulu makes Yunara big. This is going to be a double kill out of Valpo. Surely, we can catch up, right? The ult's still going. Shoot the minions, it bounces. No, no, we're stuck on the minions. No! No! Oh my gosh. We were stuck on the minions. I guess at least the kill went on the Seraphine. But that's just criminal. You know, I don't even know what to do there. Everything used out of both ADCs. Flash still on Lulu. Really no summoners up on the side of Illinois. Just gonna be actually nothing. I don't know if you really want to count Smite. Everything ready for Jakimbo, including ult. Would not be surprised to see him go all in on the Orianna. CS lead still in favor of Illinois, except for the mid lane. But about a 2 to 3,000 gold lead actually, so sort of significant. You can look at gold spent versus gold in inventory. Most gold has been spent at the moment, so I think that's what this is. I believe. Oh, I forgot to turn timers on. My apologies, chat. Comes the dive. Super Bear goes in to get LeBlanc out. Ult will hit Yunara in the back. Super Bear's just gonna die. Mord's here. Will ult someone. I don't know who it was. LeBlanc possibly. No, not LeBlanc. It must have been Lulu. No, it's not Lulu. Who did he ult? Did he just ult Super Bear, who was already 1? If so, interesting choice of ult. I guess maybe the only character you can get to, just trying to secure it. But that's going to be the Drake over to the side of Illinois. It will be the second Drake total in the game. Valpo does have the first, so not the craziest thing. You're going to see Seraphine pinging that the Rift Herald's coming up in about a minute. 40 seconds now. Mord's going to have his way with this tower, though. This should be the first tower down, I think, yeah. Which is going to be huge for the feats. Did they change that? I feel like it didn't used to. I don't know. We haven't had a league stream in so long due to the issues. Red team's turret has been destroyed. Sounded weird. But it probably does say that. I think Valpo's going to have to somehow try to play through the Poppy and the LeBlanc. Mord's kind of the big issue at the moment. 4 eliminations up in CS. Has 2 fully completed items and boots. Don't know if there's really anyone. I think the only person who can survive the ultimate is going to be Poppy. It looks like Diadem's going to go for this. Lands the W, the ult's going to come in and it's going to hit multiple of them. Can this Ornn ultimate do anything? It cannot. That was a bit of an overcommit. Yeah, you guys just caught up to the minion block. That's criminal. Ornn's just going to have to give this tower. There's no shot. Illinois also getting the Rift Herald at the same time. There's 2 tier 1s down, or actually all 3 tier 1s down on the side of Valpo. Not great. Mord taking jungle camps, which makes this very difficult on Poppy. Not sure they're gonna be able to fight, or that they've even if they do fight, I'm not sure they have enough damage to deal with Mordekaiser right here. It's just level 12. It's just massive at the moment. If they get that gold on someone like LeBlanc, though, only champion really. I mean, the jungle's probably pretty even, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it'd be nice on Yunar as well to kind of get your ADC, hopefully the one doing the damage, back up, but you know, you can't help but want to play through Jakimbo if you are Valpo. Looks like they're posturing to try and take this top tower. All up for Orianna, same for LeBlanc. Flash on both. Sure, you can really do anything though, just kind of trying to weed out, whittle down the tower, push in. Poppy will get the chickens, but need to be careful. I don't think that Illinois is afraid to go in on that. Everyone moving bot side. It's interesting. Seraphine back in. Actually chooses not to, probably because they have some vision now that there's 3 in the mid lane for Valpo. Yeah, 2 level disadvantage out of the jungle, and that's just going to be Yunar down, and the ultimate's going to come in out of both Jarvan and Seraphine, and here comes Orianna. She's going to pop hers as well, maybe a little overkill there. But that leaves LeBlanc and Ornn up, really the only players able to do anything. It seems LeBlanc and Mord are kind of having a 1v1 here, but Director Cam's not going to change over. Herald popped, and it's going to get another charge off on this inner tower. Ornn's really the last defense at the moment. Yunar, LeBlanc, Lulu, Poppy coming back here, but a minute left until the wait, what is that a minute for? Is that the dragon or is that the Otacon symbol? That must be the Otacon. I think the dragon's 5 seconds, right? Yeah, so I guess that's the Otacon symbol alone by itself. Mountain Drake is both teams only have 1 at the moment, but I mean, it's gonna be rough for Valpo if they cannot secure this or turn the fight on it. Yeah, they're going for it. They're gonna be able to snowball this probably into Drake and the Otacon. I mean, Valpo has no vision down here in the bot side river whatsoever. Farthest they've got up is this bush beside Ornn, and you know, Valpo must be aware they're looking to trade the Drake and the Otacon for that tier 1 top, which is, I mean, yeah, you're gonna get this tower up here. I mean, Mord could TP early and get out. He is gonna do so. Just not sure on the decision here out of Valpo because that tower's not even half gone. Poppy is going to be able to farm up the jungle out of Valpo, so looking to play the war of attrition here. The long game. LeBlanc going to be all over that mid tower, but still just not able to get it even. Ult whiffed out of Ashe. He's just going to be really hard to land that on a LeBlanc, I think. Poppy and Orin side laning here. Orin just looking to protect this. Oriana, oh, I said Poppy and Orin. Oriana, my bad. Um, not really doing much damage to the Orin. Does have ultimate ready though. If you get some help out, Jarvan, and appears they're chasing Poppy through the jungle. Should be fine, but map has kind of flipped here, which is a little awkward. Ultimate ready for Jarvan and Seraphine. Flash up on everyone. Poppy, though, with the great ult there to get that out. Poppy just looking to try to crash this wave repeatedly into the top tower. They're going to need to run and get out of here. I'm not sure if they can get out. Seraphine's going to have the ultimate here. When she steps in the bush, she surely pops it, right? We'll get the slow. Not even going to have to ult yet. We'll charm both, and Jarvan's going to be able to jump on any of them. Ult for Lulu. Ult from Yunara. Staying alive for the moment. Gets out for a second. Huge Ornn knockup. Not sure he's going to be able to find anyone, though. Oh my gosh, Jarvan's 1 HP. Where's Jakimbo when you need him? Lulu keeping Super Bear alive. Super Bear goes in. I'm not sure ult is going to land on Poppy. Poppy's going to fall to the Ashe. It is just not going well, and this is going to be that tower in the top lane, too. Just the bot lane duo gets cleared out. This is Fearless Draft. You'll hear that in 3 minutes, but is Fearless. Ornn trying to protect this top tower, not really able to do much. Just kind of Valpo's last effort here. Diadem's going to fall as well, getting rooted. Double kill for Jarvan. Not sure LeBlanc and Lulu can do anything here. We'll have Flash and ult up, but I mean, they just can't do any damage to Ward, or enough to really matter. Kind of the same thing with Jarvan. Both got fed early. Super Bear goes in. He's just getting melted. They're going to back out. Ultimate out of Seraphine. That should find Jakimbo. And down will go the Nexus. That will be game number 1 going to Illinois. Not the result we were looking for. I kind of liked the draft, but then Mordekaiser just got a little too online, it seemed. Valpo didn't really have much opportunity to use Ornn to come and be their tank and disrupt and get CC on them with his ultimate and have those knockups you're kind of hoping for when you draft Ornn. So fortunately, gonna be falling in game number 1. Best of 3 though, so not over. Not over yet. Now we wait for the next draft to come in here. So none of those characters that were played are going to be able to be played again. No Mordekaiser, no Jarvan, no Oriana, no Ashe, no Seraphine, no Ornn, no Poppy, no LeBlanc, no Yunara, and no Lulu. So going to be a full new cast here. The characters that got banned during the draft phase can be played if they do choose to do so. Get this draft up for us, hopefully. Accidentally closed it. We're actually just getting right into that. So, blue side again for Illinois. The loser does get to pick. So Valpo wanted that red side. They want the back-to-back draft. Talia banned, Jin Zhao banned again. Deja Vu. Aurora. Braves, yep. Jinx, okay. Just gonna go 6 for 6. Blitzcrank, yep. Okay, nothing changed ban-wise. So both teams pretty set on those bans. I assume we'll see them again in game number 3 if we do end up getting there. First pick's gonna be Jax on the side of Illinois. Very interesting. Just a reminder that this is Fearless, so no characters that have been played can be played again. um, in any of the games. Zach is going to be first picked out of Valpo, and I like this. I don't know what it is about Super Bear and his Zach, but every he plays, I feel like they do really well, and he performs very highly. We'll see if this is just a hover and they're going to go to something else, or if they will pick Zach. They will lock in Zach, so Jax on the side of Illinois could be top, could be jungle. Really either or. Nami gonna be the pick for Yovana in the our support here for game number 2. Interesting to see where Illinois goes with this. Who they're gonna pick. Pike as support, possibly. Kaisa in the bot lane, so I would assume Valpo probably just picks their bot lane here, unless they have really high priority on something mid top that they'd like to get out of the way, because you already know what the bot laner is on the side of Illinois. And we're gonna go Nami Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw should have the range advantage here, I believe, on Kaisa, but I don't know how I feel about the pick overall. But hey, they're gonna lock it in. Nami Kog'Maw bot lane into Kaisa Pike. I have no idea how to feel about that at all. There will be no more Ornn, Father Pyro. I apologize. Fiora ban coming in. We're still riding the exact same ban. Sambessa as well, it seems. No, then the Aatrox. So identical bans out of the side of Valpo here at game number 2. Will be identical for Illinois as well. I don't even remember who their last ban was, but I'm sure it'll hit me here if they choose it. Really thinking this one through. Can't remember if it was a mid laner or a top laner. It'd be a top laner they ban. It definitely wasn't Dr. Mundo. But I believe Zach typically builds tank, so whoa, a Scion. Hello, first time this year we're seeing the Scion come out. I love that. I think Scion is probably your best tank right now, to my understanding. So as long as he can sustain and do well, he gets pretty difficult to destroy. Very easy to manage his lanes, with his ability to ult back to it, as well as have TP. So Gwen, I mean Gwen could go either to the jungle or top lane, I guess. Um, I don't really think that Jax or Gwen get a super, unfair matchup into the Scion just because of how tanky he is. Looks like we're probably going to be seeing the mid last pick here out of both teams, obviously. I don't think any of these characters are going to be seeing the mid lane. We're going to go Annie, a little flash Q action, flash bear, flash stun. I don't know if stun's Q or W, but will be very important for Valpo to keep a track on the flash timers for Annie. We'll see what the consensus is here for Jakimbo going into it. Cassiopeia, okie dokie. Interesting draft, definitely on the side of Valpo. Some characters we have not seen at all this year, but that's gonna finish it out. We're gonna see Jax, Pike, Kaisa, Gwyn, Annie against Zach, Nami, Kog'Maw, Scion, Cassiopeia going into game number 2 here. Hopefully we see a game number 3. That's the goal. But obviously, that could change. If Valpo doesn't win this one, or actually, we will see game 3, and it won't end here if Valpo wins this one, which could do. I love the Scion pick personally. I think that's going to be huge here. If they can play through Scion and Scion's just ability to kind of tank and just be a nuisance anywhere he is and make it very hard to engage and very you got to do a lot of damage to him to get him down. So now we wait for both teams to ready up here. Confirming the lanes for Gwyn and Jax. Obviously, because that could have went either way. Gwyn's top lane, Jax is the jungler. All right, so Jax into Zac and Sion against the Gwyn. I'm not sure how Gwyn will fare. Use your W to get around here. Both teams ready. Now we're into the pick phase. You're gonna start hearing some music, probably, but now we wait for this huge delay to come through. We're gonna take a look at the League of Legends roster here. Anyone just now joining us? The Law in the top lane, Super Bear in the jungle, Jakimbo mid lane, Diadem, ADC, Yovana on the support, rounding out the roster. And we'll take a look over here at the maps. Hopefully this updated. Game 1 did go to UIUC. They were just able to kind of snowball that lead that Mordekaiser got, and the Valpo damage just wasn't really there. I'm not sure if Yunara's great at, shredding a character when they get really high HP. There were some good moments out of them, some solo kills out of Jakimbo and stuff, but just didn't look as coordinated as it could have been through moments. I'd love to see more gank opportunity here, and I think it's very easy to gank on Zac, probably a little easier than Poppy, just because of how far you could do it from. So would love to see that come out of Super Bear in the jungle to propel Valpo to this Game 2 victory. Like I said, you got to win this one to extend the series, as it is a best of 3. Fearless draft, NECC. What's something we could actually look at up? And yes, that is a bright side. No more Ashe. Let's take a look at both teams' records here in the NECC. If the page ever loads for us, Wi-Fi is being a little slow here in the broadcast booth. But Valpo 0-2 and Illinois 2-1. Valpo was on the road to having a win until it was put out there that we would have to do a replay because the servers were going in and out for everyone. But an issue we were dealing with as well. Thought we were in a very hefty lead there in game number 1. Both teams agreed to play it out when the pause timer extended. Both teams dealing with the same issues, so interesting ruling out of the NECC to force a replay there, but should hopefully see a win coming soon whenever that gets rescheduled. I think that's still in the process. Going to be very hard to fit that into your schedule, especially the farther down the year you go, the less days you've got here in this semester. So 2 minutes here until we get into game number 2. We're going to go to be right back. So in about 2 minutes, you'll hear my voice, hopefully see the game maybe a little longer as there's like a million loading screens. But don't go anywhere. Game number 2, we're going to see if Valpo can pull it back through the Scion, through the Kog'Maw, through the patented Super Bear Zac, and get this series evened up at 1-1. Alright, here we go. They even made it easy for us. Valpo's stuck with the red side. Don't even have to edit my scoreboard and switch the sides. So, game number 2 here.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Quadruple walk into the bot side here. Nami needs to be careful. Gonna get hooked by Pyke, I think. Nope, we'll flash it, but gonna get the flash out. So Super Bear's gonna walk in, gonna find the Jax. Not really able to do anything here. Gonna get stunned as well. Doing that alone is a bit interesting because you definitely didn't see Jax. Need to be careful. All of Illinois is kind of converging here. I'm not sure Jax can survive long enough though. Yeah. Chikimbo gonna get grabbed, not using flash. Someone used it. Pyke. Not sure I like that. You know, you got your initial chunk in. You could have waited on Jax to have to back and or leave and stuff. But now you've had to burn your TP. The initial elimination went over to Annie, who isn't going to be able to back yet. So not really actually going to be able to play with any of that advantage here. But Gwen is in your jungle, so making it rough for Zach. Sion converging, though. I think they could get a kill here. In. That's the button for it. Okay. Yeah. Gwen this out on some farm, possibly. Actually, not at all. Gets back in plenty of time, so. Let's see, Kog'Maw, great job at dodging the spear. Nami bubble, not gonna land, but I think just has a great range advantage as long as they can avoid the hooks out of Pyke. Not gonna be able to avoid that one, and is gonna get stunned. This should be it for the ADC out of Valpo, and it is not a great start. Already down 1,000 gold, 2 eliminations to 0. I assume it's probably going to be difficult for Sion to farm early on, especially if Gwen could just kind of continuously stack here. We'll take a tower shot and kind of even up the damage. That's rough. Sion's going to have to miss 2 melee minions. Both junglers into the bot side. Difference is, Jax has not actually cleared anything top side. So, gonna definitely be behind tempo wise. Does have an assist, so a little gold made up there, but see the clear out of Super Bears pretty well how do you say, streamlined? That's a word for it. Gonna see 2 go into the jungle out of the side of Illinois. It's going to be the Jax and the Pyke. They're not going to actually be able to find anything there unless they're just looking for vision and eliminations. Everything in the boss side has been farmed. Kai'Sa's not there. This is a great time for Valpo to go in. Jax is getting very low very fast. Super Bear going to grab both. Great bubble out of Nami. Going to find one onto Diadem. Pyke getting very low. Diadem does have flash. I don't think it's worth going. But hey, you know, bad start out of Valpo, but great way to bring it back. Get your ADC an early elimination. Just need to work on farming now. Your wave is frozen. You are kind of down. And Jax is actually going to dive here onto Annie and get the flash out. So great work out of the jungler from Valpo. Sion having to TP back in. Definitely down in CS there, but that kind of makes sense because, oh no, Diadem, no. Need to get out. I'm not sure he's going to be able to. It does have flash, so probably should survive. Yovana pops the heal. That is kind of unfortunate in this matchup for Sion. Gwen can just pop that W and avoid the Q. Even if it does look like she's going to get stuck in it. It also has the E to dash to the side of it. So, great stun there, though, out of Sion. We will see Valpo's bot lane kind of pushed in under the tower again, like we saw in that first game. Good damage, though, onto Pyke. First Drake has spawned. Do see Super Bear with quite the lead. Or not quite the lead. Never mind, I can't count. I thought that said like 24. And then the bot lane's just struggling to farm here. Do have an elimination lead, but Kaisa has 2 assists, so I'm gonna guess the gold there is probably pretty similar. Actually appears like Kaisa maybe has had more total, and Diadem just keeps getting found out by the grab. Here comes Super Bear, though. This is a little bit of bait. Flash out of Kaisa, and he's going to get stunned. They should be able to throw this over onto Diadem. Great dive out of Super Bear, and this is what I am talking about. I don't know why teams keep giving it to him. I don't know if he's just not playing it in ranked. It is going to be a ult out of Annie. Tibbers coming in. Chikimbo getting pretty low. I'm not really worried. Hook, though, coming in. I think Pyke could just solo kill here, and that's really unfortunate. Not sure this Kog'Maw finisher is going to do anything, though. Super Bear's here. Grabs one. Needs to be careful. Jax is in the area as well. I'm not sure he can take this 2v1. Will flash out. Jax jumps on. Going to be able to retreat to tower. You are going to be close enough for that since E already got used, but that could be... I'm not going to try for Drake, knowing that the bot lane is coming back from Valpo here, but... Flash out of Jakimbo. Gonna get stunned, though. It's just kind of hard if Annie has stun up to do anything whatsoever. It's just kind of stun on repeat player. Kog'Maw, you need to be careful. Getting pretty close to the tower range there. A good dive onto Annie here. Has no flash. We'll be able to grab. Gonna get grounded. This should be it. Yeah. But Jax is here. Super Bear needs to somehow be able to keep Jax away from Cassiopeia. I think we'll do so. But also needs to be careful himself, you know? Might get eliminated here. Pyke's in the area. Gonna look to go under tower, possibly, and pull. Nah, I don't think so. Top lane matchup not going great for Sion here. Definitely makes sense. Into the Gwen. The Valpo bot lane finally shoving this wave under tower, but need to not overcommit here. This is where it's gotten rough. Get the plate. Back up. You do have vision in your little pixel bush, but don't want to get grabbed by a hook here. You actually might be able to turn on Pyke. I'm not sure what the vision looks like since there's a fight happening up here, but just need to be careful. You're down in CS, but you have 2 eliminations. The game's going to be played through Kog'Maw. Great dodge there. Able to get some good damage in onto Kaisa as well. And warding the bush. That's huge, because Pyke loves to play through these bushes. Good take a tower shot from Gwen. Good flash out of Yovana to avoid the stun out of Pyke. Valpo's bot lane playing pretty well. Cassiopeia hovering the dragon. Possibly looking for some opportunity to help out the bot lane, but just not going to find it. It seems Super Bear is going to be posturing towards that top side, looking for grubs. It makes sense having a Scion. You want to get the grubs. Great damage out of Diadem. Needs to be careful that it does not backfire here, because that's a huge wave coming. They could dive under. Jax not in the direct vicinity, but going to be on the Drake, and it is actually just going to start it up. Hook comes in, gonna have to take a tower shot there. I think Valpo could converge on this, but not sure how fast it'll get broken. It's about 3,000 right now, and they are just gonna actually choose 2 back with the wave frozen there. About 30 CS lead in the top lane for Gwen, so that's huge for her. But at some point, you know, Sion just kind of becomes too big to deal with, I think. And I don't know if there's gonna be enough damage to deal with them. And gonna probably rely on Gwen to hopefully try and shred him. And Kaisa, but you know, if they can pick off Kaisa fast, Jax, Annie, Pyke, I don't feel like they're gonna do much damage there across the board. Great work here to keep farming the wave. Looking to take it out, so Gwen has to tank tower shot. Yep. Good work out, Sion. That's what he's dealing with here. Does have TP and ult. Could look to back at some point. No jungler in the area. Actually on opposite sides of the map. No objectives up for a little bit. We got about 4 minutes actually until the next dragon. Looks like Pike's gonna go in here. Does get the stun to land, and Super Bear's there though. We'll grab one. Not able to grab the other. Need to be careful. TP coming in out of Annie. She does have ultimate. Could pop it on Super Bear. I'm not even sure they're gonna have enough damage for that to be worth it. Will pop it. Cassiopeia is here as well. Will dodge the Pike hook with ease. That one wasn't even close. They just need to be careful. They did bait out the Annie ult, so great work. Here comes the ult from Sion. I think that's a solo kill top lane. We missed the majority of it, but hey, that's what you love to see. Finally got the opportunity to ult. No wave there to protect the Gwen, who didn't even pop Ghost. Not sure if that was down at the moment or something. Just came back up possibly. Dive in. Gonna be a flash out of Annie, so not sure they're gonna be able to do much. Flash Q out of Jax, but I don't think they could take out. I don't think they take out Zach's orbs, so he's just not even gonna die. There's nothing there. Jax just got baited into dying, and now look at this Kog'Maw. He is just shredding, and the range is huge. Here comes the TP. Not gonna do much. Wave from Nami. This should be it for Super Bear, though. A little too much of a commit. I think Pike's just going to die to Jakimbo. Jakimbo's going all in, looking to get on Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa should fall here, I think, as long as they commit. Great bubble. Should be able to kite pretty well from Kog'Maw. I think... Oh, no. Just got full shredded there. Got hit with the ult and the full cut. I don't know what that ability's called, but that's rough because both players are so low. Sion doesn't have TP to go in there and help try to clean it up. Cassiopeia does not either. Gonna look to get some damage onto this tower, yeah. Then walk away. I'm not sure he's gonna be able to, so just gonna look to slam the tower some more. Unfortunately, I think the bot lane tower is gonna fall first, so. Well, no, Kog'Maw is able to push Gwyn away, so no towers falling yet. CS lead, pretty huge for Illinois in the bot lane. It's actually surpassed the top lane lead. Google CS still in their favor as well. Pike hovering towards the top side. Rift Herald spawns in about 2 minutes. Not sure Cassiopeia was seen there. Pike in a bit of a rough situation, but they should be able to collapse with Jax here. I'm not sure he's able to be able to do anything. Doesn't have flash, yeah. He's gonna get caught out alone, and they're gonna get some vision. This should let Valpo kind of slam on this tower a little bit, though, as Pike's nowhere in the area. Good job by Super Bear pulling the Annie away, but the Bear can just tank those tower shots. Gonna clear this vision out. Right now, you know, it's kind of the Kog'Maw show. Cassiopeia does have 3 eliminations, so probably technically in the lead as well. But I think you're looking to play this game through Kog'Maw. Just hope Sion can get fed enough to where there's not going to be enough damage, and Kog'Maw could just rain it down from distance.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, so that bot lane tower will fall first, which, I mean, it was a matter of time. Kai'Sa all alone here, though. Not sure if Valpo's really going to be able to do anything. Dragon does spawn, and it will get warded by Yovana. Both teams in the area, 4 players each. Top laners alone. TP is not ready for either. It does come up for Sion before it does for Gwen. Not sure we're going to see either of them in the fight. It would be huge to get Sion down there, but Gwen can kind of hurt your tower pretty big. Here we go. We're going to dive on Pike. Going to get grounded. Will pull out, though. Kind of the one character you can't get on. No flash for Kai'Sa, though. So that could be huge. Also, no flash for Jax. Flash on both Nami and on Kog'Maw. Nothing on Super Bear. Annie's flash about to come back up. Both will get grabbed, but Super Bear's just going to be dead, yeah. Went in a little too early there. Didn't have the team. Pike got to pull away, but no one in support as they jump onto the dragon. They will get it. This mid tower is probably gonna, yeah, it's gonna fall as well. Cassiopeia alone will stun too. I think gets Pike. Might be able to get Kaisa as well. I'm not sure if he can keep up damage or keep up speed wise. Kaisa looking to get out. I mean, the damage is going to be there. Jakimbo doesn't have flash. Neither does Kaisa. I don't know if he can run this down. Yeah, went the wrong way. Needs to be very careful about Annie, but they do have her pinned at the moment. Nami is coming up. Bubble here could be huge. Does have flash. Doesn't have ultimate, though. Good try out of Valpo there. Dogma getting plenty of solo XP there as well in the mid lane, and pre-farm ability here. Gonna take some tower as well. Needs to be careful you don't get grabbed by this Pike who's coming up with the hook. Coming. Sure he's gonna be able to hit it, yeah. With no vision there, really. It's kind of a prediction over the wall, and it just doesn't land. Jakimbo left alone on the spot tower. I won't be able to take it out, I don't think, before Annie gets here, but should be close. With Super Bear in the area, though, you don't really have to feel that worried. I think Yovana and Diadem need to come down, need to just forget about that wave and help, because there's surely an idea that people are in the area. Super Bear grabs one, grabs the other, stuns them together. Pike will fall. Annie is here, though. Great wave out of Yovana from downtown. They should be able to melt Annie before this TP comes in. Was that a TP? Oh, Scion TP. I thought it was a TP out of Gwyn, but this should be the bot tower. This is huge. Only issue now is that top tower is left alone. No one has TP on the side of Valpo, so trading a kill before tower. Maybe it was 2. Yeah, it was 2. Not a bad trade, I don't think. Scion here gonna take a huge chunk out of that, and they will take that bot tier 1 as well. So all in all, I don't think that was a bad trade at all. Tower for tower and 2 eliminations. Going the way of Valpo, that is. 3,000, about 2,000 gold lead for Illinois. Do have a Drake lead as well. The next one coming up in 220. Otacon spawning in 2. Baron not for another 7 minutes. This is going to be rough for Diadem. Good dive in out of Super Bear. Grabs one. Will fall. Gwyn is going to be an issue, though. They need to get on top of her with someone. Great ult out of Jakimbo, but I'm not sure the damage is there. Ult out of Super Bear. Need to get Gwyn fast. Need to get Gwyn. Oh, Gwyn's not going to fall. Here comes the Scion ult. Will land on Jax. They just don't have anyone that can get on Gwyn that's not Scion here. Super Bear should respawn, I think. Yeah, Jax just falls, and all in all, that's a 3-for-3 trade, you know? Can't be that upset. Gwyn's still in the area. Probably just got the heal plant here. Not sure how much HP she's going to be left on, but very careful. I think this should be the mid-tier 1 as well, so trade might have actually worked in Valpo's favor. Scion just needs to be careful. He's not caught out here. Does have flash, doesn't have ult, though. Especially with the Drake spawning in 1 minute. Annie gonna get grabbed. Super Bear gonna pull her together with Tibbers. Gwyn's still in the area and very low. This is risky out of her, especially with TP up. Yeah, backing right now to TP back in, I'd assume. Annie also as well, so I'm gonna have to use TP to fight this dragon out of both of them, maybe? Well, no, never mind. It spawns at 50. They could run back. Gwyn going top, though. Super Bear as well. The Valpo jungler going top side. With the dragon coming up. That would be the 3rd Drake for Illinois if they get this one. Pike getting some early vision for the side of Illinois. They are going to bring Scion into this team fight, it seems. Does have ult as well. We'll just go in. The rest of the team not there to follow, though. They know Gwyn's top. Now's the time to strike. Bear pulls one in. Flash gonna come out. Scion's ulting. I don't think he can hit Kaisa. He's gonna push her away. I mean, that tower is just getting melted. Someone's got to back. TP, something. Annie as well. Up here on it, Kog'Maw's just left alone. The wave comes in, but it's just not going to be enough in time. Down goes 2 turrets. I think Valpo might have overcommitted here. They've lost another turret, this time in the base, and Super Bear's left alone. He surely will fall. I'm not sure he can get out of here and do anything. Just not going to have enough damage. We'll get some health back, but going to just get ulted by Pyke. That's going to be the Otacon and the Drake going over to Illinois. There was just too much indecision there, and I think the ultimate out of Sion was best used going on to someone sooner or someone closer. Kaisa had ran away because even if that landed, no one on Valpo was going to be able to catch up, I don't think. Maybe a Zac jump, but that puts Illinois on sole point here. The Kog'Maw that was once felt like he was kind of hitting like a truck suddenly doesn't feel that way, or maybe he just hasn't had the opportunity in these fights. Kind of got left out to dry there in that last one, so a little understandable. Pretty significant gold lead on the side of Illinois. I'd say Valpo does still definitely have the lead when it comes to mid laners, and the bot lane's not too much of a difference here. Gwyn's pretty fed in the top lane though. Oh, actually just going to be Jakimbo running into Pyke. Pyke's hook does miss. It's gotta be trades back and forth. Nothing really gonna happen. Annie in the area. Sion's back in. But should be able to beat Gwyn here. No issues. Baron up in 227. Looks like Valpo's trying to collapse on Annie. We got a ping to fight. But they don't have any vision. They don't know where anyone is. Pyke hook comes in. Annie, or Tibbers comes out. Pyke's just going to be able to ult. Yovana will finish that off. Or actually, it will go to Diadem, but just don't think Zac can do anything here. Yeah, Jax is in the area now, as well as Gwyn, so this one's just starting to look more and more rough for Valpo. 7k gold lead against them. Cassiopeia and Yovana, Jakimbo and Yovana, that is, looking to sit here in the bush and maybe catch someone off guard, but not really able to do so. Sion looking to push that top wave in. Only tier 1 remaining for Illinois, and that would be a great help to Valpo here if he can find this, but they're going to collapse on him. He does have ult as an escape route, but needs to be ready to use it now before he could get stunned. He is unstoppable. Jax will get in the way, but gets stunned. Actually, he's going to somehow land the Q. I just feel like that's crazy that they considered him in range. Here goes Zac. Will land in. Gonna turn the fight here. Yovana's in the area as well. The bubble's not going to land. Here comes the tidal wave, though. A flash out of Jax. Jakimbo's here. This is Valpo's best opportunity. Need to be careful about Gwyn. Jax won't respawn, and this Gwyn is just massive. Doing so much damage. Flash stun out of Annie. Good flash predict out of Jakimbo. Jax will go gold, but should die. Will die. 2-for-1 trade at the moment. Pyke pretty low. No flashes up except for the support of Valpo. Jakimbo does a lot of damage, but the issue is just getting on top of someone. It's pretty rough at the moment. 2 inhibitors down as well. Baron up in 11 seconds. They are back in on the side of Illinois to prepare for that. Not sure if Valpo's going to be able to get on that before them. Need to try and at least just get some vision. I mean, got boss side vision, but no top side at all. Even in their own jungle, it's fully dominated by Illinois. Kimbo able to get the early engage here. Annie should get pulled back in and stunned. The wave to separate is there. Annie is very low, should fall. I think Valpo just needs to get out. At this point, you've gotten your pick. There's not going to be an Annie for 40 seconds. Back up. Diadem does get grabbed. It's going to force Valpo to have to go back in, and that is just going to be rough. Scion's here. Downfalls the Kaisa, though. So the only damage really at the moment is the Gwen, and the issue is all that remains is Scion. And in a 1v3 with one of the players being Jax, who could just ease. Scion's not really going to be able to do anything, and Gwen also wants to play on top, and that might just be it here. I'm not sure Diadem will respawn. That pike hook probably sealed the game there when Valpo had themselves the first pick. Yeah, this should be it. I'm not sure. Yeah, Kog'Maw's not going to be able to do anything here, but that will finish it. Or game number 2, unfortunately here, also going to go over to Illinois, meaning Valpo does lose this series 2-0. It kind of looked like they might bring it back. I'd say that game was definitely way closer, a much more back and forth affair than the first one, but just no caught out a little too much by the pike hook and stun, I think. Especially there at the end with Kog'Maw getting caught. That's just it's unfortunate when you get that first pick on Annie. And that was kind of Illinois. The door, it started to close, and then that hook landing on the Kog'Maw, it was like someone putting their foot in between the door and the frame. So let them back in, let them dive, let Jax get on top, and Gwen, who once they're on top of you, it's pretty much over at that point. One having 7 eliminations and one having 6. So definitely some spots there for Valpo. I could see it work. Not sure when their next League of Legends match is. It might just be next Thursday with NECC. I don't think they have a GLEC game Friday, to my understanding. Could be wrong there. Don't fact check me, but I'm pretty sure next Thursday will be their next game. For Valpo Esports, tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m. We will have Overwatch, hopefully a doubleheader. We'll play by ear on what happens. As long as the first series ends before the second one starts, we should be there. We might join the second one midway through. It just depends on what happens. But thank you for joining me here. Unfortunately, we do lose, but we will be back tomorrow with some Overwatch. So come back for that. Make sure you use your Twitch Primes. Tomorrow's the last day to get Blake to dress up in that Caitlyn cosplay. We've already got Heimerdinger locked in, so make sure you use your Twitch Prime. Sub if you can, and we get a portion of that money for the club. So again, things like those new computers I mentioned. Hopefully redoing the stream room soon, so it's not just us in an empty blank space. Maybe some official equipment and stuff for broadcasting purposes. But that's going to be it for me. I've been your host, George, and we'll see you here tomorrow. Later.